I'm conscious.
Now what?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hold up. What you talking about, doctor? I'm just taking time to get the feel for my energy and the new energies that are jumping on this live stream. And the energies that will view this live stream from all over the world. Just take this time to feel your energy and to feel the infinite energy that is around you. Find a space that's good for you. To reside in for this live stream, or for those of you who are watching the replay. Find your energy, find your comfort in thyself. Know thyself. It's Derek Dunlap. I'm back. It feels so good. I feel so good, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so free. And I feel so purpose-driven today. And I started 5 minutes earlier today because we got a great topic, a great subject. And let me just say this first. I have to find the right frequency to deliver this message, because I could deliver this message probably 10 different ways. I saw this information from 10 different, and I'm just saying 10 as to simplify this, to make it simple. I like to make my messages simple and not so complex. So let me state this. Please allow the words that come from me to be imperfect, perfect words in every interaction, and to allow those words to be in perfect vibration, frequency, and tone for all living things to understand. And thank you for being here. I want you to be able to understand what I'm saying about this quantum leap technology. Quantum leap. This technology has, from our perspective, from what we're used to, there's been a quantum shift, a quantum leap. That technology that enhances RNA, DNA. See, now we're getting into the deep waters of consciousness. We've been dumbed down. We've been playing in the sand for thousands and thousands of years. A lot of things have been erased and, we've been programmed. Now we're getting a chance to wade in the water a little bit from everything that's going on now, from the energy that's coming in, that we're being exposed to. And it's a very, very, very special, immortal time. It really is. And I can see this and I can feel this and I'm experiencing this. And I'm just here as a guide to do my part. I'm not here to say this is true, this is right, this is wrong. I'm just here in this time as a guide to be able to help discern some of this energy and some of these events that are going to take place. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. So I'm here. And it's just infinity going on. And sometimes we have to be disciplined enough to just focus in on what matters in any particular moment. There's so many distractions going on from what's really taking place. And this new technology that I just got a whiff of. And I'm going to give you guys access to this. Some of you know about this already. Some of you don't even have any idea of this technology that is out, and it's been, I won't even say leaked. It's been leaked from Russia, if you want to call it a leak. And we just want to touch on it and catch you up. Some of these topics and words and things will be kind of a repeat, but I'm telling you, for a lot of you, including myself, this was just driving the nail in. I always knew that some of these things were going on, but I could never, quote unquote, prove it to myself because I just didn't have enough information from the cosmos. I was just taking information from other people's perspective, but I never really had anything. I don't even want to say physical because I don't want shit physical to hold on to, but I never experienced it for myself. And when this information was directed my way, instantly I knew that I had to find a way to deliver this information to you guys and girls in a way where you would have clarity and understand what's really going on. All right, because you could drive this technology in a lot of different perspectives. And some of you are going to even question if it's real. And I understand that. But on my journey to help me ground in myself, my own energy, and with Mother Earth to make this shit so simple. It's so simple to me now. And the only way it becomes complex is when I get caught up in this internet shit. And don't get me wrong about the internet, but the internet, this technology that is out, it drives so many holographic frequencies and images that we're going to get into. And we're being biohacked on a level that is just unprecedented from anything that you could even begin to start to comprehend. To the astral realms to even look at this way, because I just, when I was reading this information, and I'm going to read some of this information to you guys, and I apologize already out of the gate, because some of these words I have never even heard of or even tried to speak. So I know I'm going to butcher a lot of these words, but right up under this live stream, there's a link. The first link is where I got a lot of this information from. And it's a very, very small little site from Russia. Let's just get into this because this could possibly go long. Possibly. It just depends on how the energy flows. Let me start off by saying I love you. I love you. We don't hear that enough nowadays. I love you. Not because you owe me anything, not because I feel like that's just something I have to say. I really love you because I understand now that we are all a part of the same consciousness. And I love consciousness. I love who I am. I love the different realms that I've just have access to. I love the infinite being in me. And I love these little live streams where it challenges me to sit here physical and to sit here with technology, artificial intelligence, and try to bring small fragments of information and energy that I play with in the cosmos and deliver it in a way that physical and other conscious beings can understand and not make it so fucking complicated. Let's talk about this technology. And I have notes. You guys know I always take notes, especially when when something is new to me. And a lot of this is new to me. I heard about it, but me actually chewing and swallowing and digesting this and looking at it in all different perspectives. I mean, I sat in this information for 2 days in meditation and a full outer body experience. And I pull this information up to my higher self to help me understand, because the physical aspect of myself being inhabited in the inside of this body, I got very, very happy when I started reading everything that this new technology could do. But being the multi-dimensional being that I am, I never look at things just one way. I looked at it from different perspectives also. And it really enhanced and allowed me to download some information to really help me to understand how we've become trapped. And I said this before, in one dimension of infinity, over and over and over and over and over and over again. So let's get into the technology real fast so I can catch you up to at least where I am. And I am aware that there's a lot of you that are very bright individuals that have already experienced and know about this technology, but there's a lot of you that more than have not than have. So quantum leap technology, which enhances RNA, DNA, it cures diseases and stops biohacking. And just right from that title, it's like, wow, biohacking. So what is biohacking? And there's a lot of perspectives on biohacking. I'll just give you one analysis that's very simple that'll let you know that we're being biohacked every single day. Some of us are conscious of it and some of us are not as conscious of it with this technology. The technology that we use right now, the frequencies that we don't see with our naked eyes, and the energies that we surround ourselves with from this technology, computers, cell phones. I got a camera snapping a live video feed of me. I have frequencies from my throat chakra going through a microphone. It's biohacking. It's a form of biohacking. Okay. Chemtrails is a form of biohacking to control our range of frequency, the range of frequency that we are allotted to explore. But what it does, biohacking keeps us confined to, we just use the word agendas. It keeps us confined to thinking and seeing things one way. And they're using technology to biohack us. And this new thing, the word that caught me, is new to a lot of us because this technology has been available since the 50s now. It's already here. The technology that will change the world. When we say the world, will change our perspective of how we view the world, the physical world. It's already here. And so the language or the English that they're calling this now is on-demand health. And the site, some of you probably are already over to that site, is mindtechenterprises.com. It's a small, very small, minute group of people that are leaking this over the internet from Russia. And what's so amazing about this is it was a technology that was created to defend against a lot of biohacking and things that were done by quote unquote the powers that be. Some say the United States, some say the New World Order, some say the Illuminati, right? And so a group of individuals became aware of the way that we were being controlled by frequencies and rays and waves and energy. We are being exposed to millions, ladies and gentlemen, millions of electromagnetic waves daily. And the only way that I know how to actually view these waves is through outer body experiences. I can see all of the frequencies and waves that surround me. Can't make out a lot of clarity. Like, I'm not the one that says that I have the answers to all that's what's going on around us. But when I have these outer body experiences, I see infinite energy clusters and waves and frequencies, and I can see the electromagnetic grid of the earth, which it just doesn't seem organic to me. What do I mean by organic? It seems constructed. It seems built for a purpose, for a reason, to keep electromagnetic frequencies and energies bind to what we call planet Earth. Our world's first ever product. And let me go into the product, and let me just say this, because I know there'll be some people out here, oh, Derek is selling these. I have no affiliations to this technology that I'm going to give you guys access to. I'm not an affiliate. I don't have one. Will I purchase one? I don't know at this point. I don't know. It's brand new. I got excited when I first started reading about it, but there were some things about it that just made me say, whoa, hold up, whoa. I had to read it 5 or 6 times, and I've taken some notes on this just to give me more clarity. And like I said earlier, I even had to meditate on it just to get the understanding of this technology, how high tech this shit is. So let me get into it a little bit. The world's first ever product is the ultimate mini Telsa generator with a personal, get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen, digital wave matrix. A personal digital wave matrix. The technology is here. And what this has done for me, as it just stamped that, just, boom, that we live in a matrix, that we live in a highly sophisticated computer program, unlike anything that we can even imagine right now. Not the computers that we type on and do these, nothing like this, but it's the same frequencies, and it's the same energy, and it's just the shit that we're using now. We are years behind of what they have available to even come up with the English and the language and to explain this technology. Is just mind-blowing for me. So we each will receive, if you chose to purchase this new technology, which is for sale, it's up. I don't know how long this site is going to be up. You'll have your own personal digital wave matrix, and a internet pharmacy. Okay. Wherever necessary. It says, please note that a personal photo, and we're going to get into this, from your childhood is required for the personal digital wave matrix, but a newly taken one can act as a substitute. And it also says, do send us a personal high resolution JPEG photo soon after purchasing our products for faster delivery. The ultimate mini Telsa generator protects against all harmful waves and is recommended by the Russian Special Forces and the Russian Olympic team. Now, this was the first thing that really grabbed me. I'm like, why do you want a fucking picture of me? Send you a picture. Whoa, wait a minute. A digital wave matrix. What the fuck is going on? You know, this is when I first got a hold of this. So I meditated on it. I said, what's going on? And it just goes back. And I'm going to keep this as simple as possible because your mind can go anywhere with this. You understand what I'm saying? We are holographic images, ladies and gentlemen, being driven by consciousness. This shit is not real. The only thing that is real is you're conscious of what is being projected as a holographic image. It's holographic. This whole dimension is holographic. The moon, holograms, ladies and gentlemen, we are holograms. Let me go on. Let me build my case, okay? Now, this technology, this is what we're up against, whether you know this or not. And I'm not saying this is not coming from a space of fear at all. This is coming from a space of, aha, so this is what's going on. It's nothing to fear. It is what it is. And this information is being leaked because, as I told you before, the interdimensional beings that run what we call planet Earth are feuding. There's an interdimensional war going on. And this war is being fought over I'm trying to download this information because I can see it. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of trapped energy that's here on what we call planet Earth. A lot of trapped energy. And these interdimensional beings feed off of this energy. I told you guys this so many times. And the battle, who's going to reign and control this energy? Who's going to control this one dimension of infinity? Who's going to control this? And that's what all of these leakages and whistleblowers are coming from. You got to follow the agenda. Why is all of this technology coming out now? Because some agendas want to reign over everything. And some agendas are trying to wipe the blood from their hands. And then you have brand new energy that is coming through this matrix, right? That is being blocked. Energy that is trying to get in, trying to bring new messages, trying to bring new infinite possibilities, trying to break down the walls that have been built up around us to this illusionary holographic realm that we call life and the world. And these new energies are being blocked. You see, they're being blocked by what's the words I want to use? I can see it. It's just translating. They're being blocked by technologies that are putting a shield around this holographic matrix that we're residing in as physical human beings. Okay? And it is true. Some of us have volunteered to come here to deliver messages of hope, messages of endless possibilities, messages that we are infinite, messages that we never die, messages, that listen, snap out of it, wake up. We're in an infinite dream of consciousness, infinite possibilities. Let me go on more into what this new technology, and then I'm going to drive my point home and we'll open up the phones. Now listen to what this technology protects against to let you know what we're up against in this dimension. Excuse me if I pronounce some of the words wrong, because I never heard of some of these words. Now, this new technology protects against electric smog. All right. Electric smog. And electric smog is not, I can't say that because some can see electric smog. It just depends. But you're not really seeing the electric smog with your physical eyes. It's just those of you, I call it bleeding through. You can probably see this electric smog all around us. And if you think that the oil and the coal and the gases that we are breathing is bad and harmful for us, the physical body, this electric smog is bad for our energy and eutheric bodies. It off centers us. It just, I don't want to give my perspective. Let me just continue on. It protects against electric smog, psychotronic attacks. And I guarantee you there are people that are watching this live stream right now that are being psychotronic attacked. I know I sure was. I know I sure was. And you just don't know what it is. You're calling it demons and all of this other shit, but these are purposely, strategically psychotronic attacks against us in this matrix form, okay? Biohacking, neural hacking, ladies and gentlemen, neural hacking. And I know some of you, what the fuck are you talking about, Derek? It protects against cancer guns. I'm going to show you this device, those of you who haven't clicked on that link yet and saw this little bitty device. Subliminal advertising. Psychic attacks. And it performs, are you ready for this? RNA gene regeneration. Rejuvenation of all psychological systems. And I was sitting there when I was reading this at first, like, holy shit, are we that fucked up for real? And yes, yeah. This is what I choose the word, we've been dumbed down. That's the word I choose. And all of this is backing up what I mean by we've been dumbed down as a society. We actually believe that this is the world. When you say the world, this, for some of you, whether you want to believe it or not, this is all you know. This is all you will ever know until you're able to break free, to turn within and break free from this dimension of dimensions now, which is all artificially created. All right, so RNA gene regeneration. It's ladies and gentlemen, this shit goes deep. This rabbit hole runs deep. The rejuvenation of all the psychological systems, including the endocrine system, the digestive system, because they done fucked all of the food up with these genetically modified foods, which is throwing our frequency off, throwing our balance off. You got to look at this. You don't have to, but look at this from an energy perspective and not a physical perspective. They're telling us through this technology. They're telling us through this technology that we are energy. Our origin source of who we are energy. It's just proving it. Listen to this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Cardiovascular system restores it energy wise. They ain't cutting shit out of you. You understand what I'm saying? This is the system that we've been up under, cutting shit out of people, popping pills, all of this magic. Your hearing restores eyesight. your reproductive system, your intellectual abilities, and improvement of memory. I'm going to show you this device. Now, how does this work? All right. How does this device work? Now, this was hard for me to grab. So open up your mind. This little device works as so. They have lasers, laser technology right now that rewrite, okay, your childhood hologram. So that image of you when you were a child, if you look at a photo, that image will take you back consciously to an illusion of time when you look younger or more vibrant in this holographic universe or this holographic realm that I understand this perfectly now, right? This technology, these lasers rewrite your childhood hologram from a photo. So let me an analogy of this so you'll understand. You know, when you have a computer, I'll use a computer because we're all computers anyway, just very, very high tech computers. When your computer catches a virus, a horrible virus, and you go into your computer settings and it'll ask you if you want to reboot your computer from a certain date and time when your computer did not have these viruses. I forgot the term that they use, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You got dates. It might say July. It might say, August, September, October, because we're in December. And you can take your computer and restart it, and all of the data on your computer will come up from May of 2016, and that virus won't even exist. It'll start your computer over from a point space in the illusionary of time where it functioned properly. I'll leave it at that to make it simple. Okay. That's what this technology is doing in humans with lasers, technology, because we're energy. We are, in quote unquote, a computer program, but not like the computers that we're fondling around with now. Nothing like that. I mean, so fucking mind blowing and high tech. It's hard to grasp, but it's coming. Okay. So from a childhood photo, when you purchase this product, they say now when you purchase this product, just send us a childhood photo. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these lasers, this technology that we have, and we're going to reconstruct your bio holographic image of yourself and burn it to a chip. Here come these chips again. Now, if you were sick as a child, then what they're saying, they'll rewrite and correct the holographic waves, placing them into a chip, which you will wear around your neck. They'll rewrite them to a program where you weren't sick. They'll alleviate the sickness. Are you guys getting this? And you wear this device around your solar plexus, covering up your solar plex chakra. And you just wear the device. They call it quantum healing. Quantum healing. This is the technology that's just leaking into society now. I know one website, and I searched this all week, that has this available, and it's in Russia. I don't even know. I couldn't even get on their site yesterday. Site went down. They call it quantum healing, on-demand health. I get happy about it at times, like, wow, but then when I look at it from a different perspective, it's just more control. You mean to tell me you motherfuckers been controlling us all along? You got to look at it like this is just being leaked to us. If this is being leaked to us, it's December 14th, 2016. How long have they been controlling us? Are you, ladies and gentlemen, starting to get that we are infinite, that we are consciousness, we are energy, we are holographs, holographic images? I see it all the time in the astral realm, but it's just so hard to bring it back here. And I don't know the words that I want to use, drive my perspective in, force my perspective on everyone else, because I realize that we are all in this dimension now. See, in this holographic delusional realm that we exist in, we view each other as individual spectrums of consciousness, separated. So I perceive this illusion different than a lot of you, and a lot of you perceive this experience different than I do. And what's happening on a grand scale like never ever before, we have this thing called the internet with all of this new energy coming in. And don't nobody really know shit. We think we do, but we don't. This is proven over and over and over and over again. And with this internet and all of these internet superstars and gurus, it's just a lot of bullshit being passed around. Here, you want to try some bullshit? Yeah, let me try some bullshit. Yeah, that's bullshit. With the speed of sound, with the speed of light. So this technology is actually now rewriting your bio hologram and corrects it. Correcting waves, placing them into a chip you wear around your neck, covering your solar plexus. They call it quantum healing, on-demand health, digital healing software. All right. And the closest I've come or experiencing digital healing softwares were binaural beats. And I know a lot of you have heard of binaural beats and frequencies and tones, sonic tones, where we put on headphones. When I first started my journey of out-of-body experiences, I think my first couple I did with binaural beats. And then I had to wean myself off of binaural beats, because binaural beats are a form of technology, frequencies, tones, energy, which offset your frequency and allow you to hit those alpha and theta states of consciousness. So I know this shit works. I know it works. And I know it's a whole nother level of what we've been exposed to. Now, this technology was stated to be used by the Russian military. All right, the Russian military. And they say this is for anyone to use. And it's stated to restore RNA, DNA, and your biohologram. And they say people even get more intelligent from wearing this device. So what I want to do now, from all my ranting, I want to show you guys on this live stream. I want to share my screen and show you what this device looks like. Let me see. And I'm sharing my screen now. Let me show you. Now I went over to the website, and there's not a lot of sites. You can Google this shit. You're not going to come up with a lot of, you guys are ground floor with this technology with me today. You're not going to find this all over the internet. I'm just telling you. Here's an image of these devices, the mini Tesla PSI generator. All right. And this is what they look like. And they even have glasses. Let me show you. These ultimate Tesla PSI glasses that you can put on. Let me just read it. Ultimate mini Tesla PSI glasses is a PSI generator designated for individuals to use at work and at home for correction and enhancement of various physical and mental functions, including the improvement of vision, using color as a natural integrator of psychological, mental, and is this physical? Psychological processes. I'm sorry. The device has 11 corrective programs. These are programs with manual setting mode. The impact on the body is carried out not only with a certain color, but also via the rhythm of supplying the light pulses coupled with their modulation, thereby accelerating the process of recovery of the human body. And this is just what's so big. It said no childhood picture required for this purchase. And that was really fucking with me at first. Why do you need my childhood picture? And then I got it from the synopsis that I told you about the computer. When the computer catches a virus, you have to go back to a date where the computer didn't have these particular viruses. And this is what they're doing with these childhood pictures. They have the technology now. It's out here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll show you the device here. Here's the device, nothing fancy. And you put this device on a chain and they say you just wear it and it hangs down and it covers up your solar plexus. And it's called a mini Telsa PSI. And this is the beginning of the leakage of the technology that was quote unquote stated that would change the world as we know it. Infinite health. Okay? Infinite health. Now, am I back in this? I'm just sharing information. I don't even know if it works. I'm pushing forward that it does work because the way it's structured, the language that they use, and what it's supposed to work against is enlightening me to what we're all up against consciously or non-consciously. Okay. And it's not a big corporate site, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a very low key. It has testimonies here, which I went over some of them, but it's not a Fortune 500 site. This is underground. This site wasn't even up yesterday. Okay. So I'm just sharing information. The technology is here. And this is the first site to break through with actual devices. Let me go back to the products that can help us against biotacking and all of these biohackings and all of these things that we're experiencing right now. So is this real? I would love to hear your perspective on this. Is this real? Is this technology real? Am I jumping the gun on this one? Am I too emotionally attached to this? I don't think so, but some might say I am. Some might say, Derek, you're jumping the gun on this. This is bogus. This is fake. I can show you a lot of other things that are fake, that people will argue you a whole lifetime, that are real, that are not even as structured as this. So let me open up the phone line, 734-230-2744. I want to stop sharing my screen. What do you think about this new technology? They call it on-demand health. They're being sold right now in Russia. And you can get them online. And the link to all of this information is right up under this live stream, the first link. So you can, I'm just sharing information. You do your own research. I've purchased things that have cost a lot more. I'm still on the fence about this one. My whole thing about this technology, the only thing that I want to really look more into, this is ground floor with this technology. I don't want nobody really fucking with. I know I'm a holographic image right now, but I just don't want to send my pictures. This is just me now. And this is not from fear or anything. This is just the way I am. You know, we're all different. I personally wouldn't want to send my picture now that I'm aware that there's so much data in just a fucking picture of yourself. Are you guys starting to get this? Just a picture of yourself. You taking a picture of yourself and putting it in the wrong hands in 2016 going into 2017 can change your whole bio, holographic data of how you, I mean, the technology is here. It's here and they've been using it against us. For every problem, there has to be a solution in this dimension. And these Russians have took it upon themselves to be first to the market with this. Is it a publicity stunt just to make money? It could be. Let me hear from you guys. Let me open up the phone lines. 734-230-2744. They're open. And I will come over to the chat. I haven't spoke to anyone today. Let's go over to the chat, see what's going on in the chat today. All right, who we got over here? Let's get some hearts going. Let's get some hearts going in the chat. If you feel led to call in on this, I know this is a little bit out there. First heart is from Yo. Thank you. Thank you. I think those are little hand clap emojis. Thank you. Danya, thank you so much for the hearts. Christian Gross, thank you. Wolfie, thank you. Dizzy, thank you for the hearts. Antonio, the man is here. Thank you for the hearts. The Argent, thank you for the hearts. Danya Grove, thank you for the hearts. Have been toying with this sort of tech since the 20s. They have, Chris. They have, Chris Garner. They have this. I said 50s, but they've been playing with this technology for a long time. And we've been dumbed down. That's the word that I use. But this shit is out here. And I just think anytime that I can run across, and I challenge anyone, Google this, Google the quantum leap technology, look for photos. It's not a lot out there. They've been covering this up for a long time. So to get a breakthrough and to get a website and to actually, I actually want to connect with someone who's already purchased this product. And the site is so new. There's not a lot of testimonies yet. It's just like a little WordPress blog. It's not a very, captivating website. That's how I know it's someone who went underground with this. And with the internet, we have exposure to everything. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Georgie, for the hearts. It's Ebony. Thank you for the hearts. Yo. Thank you. Let's get on the calls real fast here.
Hello.
687, you're live with Derek Dunlap on I'm Conscious. Now what? Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, it's VJ here in Atlanta. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. We're doing real well. I'm doing great. And from the way the chat is looking and all of the hearts that I just received, everyone is doing great.
That's awesome. Since we last spoke, you told me see myself where I wanted to be. I am in the new place, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
That was since we last spoke, and I told you at that time, I didn't know you said it was about my ego, but since we last spoke, manifested my new spot. Everything is working. It's wonderful. So I am in it.
You in it? Let me give you some love. That's awesome. And that's where it all starts. It all starts with oneself, to sit with yourself and identify your frequency and where you reside and your perspective of yourself, of how you're vibrating. And now what we're finding out now in this holographic universe. Go ahead, young lady. You got the platform.
You were talking about the, putting out your pictures and that type of stuff on the, wherever you put it. It doesn't matter if you're sending it across to friends or family or whomever. It's amazing because I think that a lot of people might be under the mindset that when you take a photo, you post it online, you can erase it, but it never is erased. It's always there. And just like you were talking about the fact that, the holographic figures and everything, we're energy. We are teleporting at all times. We're always in more than one place at the same time because of our pictures. They're all over the world and, all over the space. So it's very, very true. I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think it's a false situation. I believe that when it comes to imagery is extremely important. So what we put out is what we're projecting at all times. So that's my take on what you're talking about today.
Okay, let me hold you here for a minute. I want to pick your brain a little bit because of course, the whole first 40 minutes of this show was my perspective. Can you see yourself purchasing one of these devices? Would you wear one of these devices if, quote unquote, everything that we're reading, because this is hot off the press. I mean, I researched this and I didn't find a lot on this. Would you purchase one of these devices if this device, in fact, did everything that they're saying that it'll do?
I don't think that I would be one to say necessarily at this juncture to say I would like to be jumping out there to be getting something at the beginning. It sounds similar to what we have now with, Samsung has the whole thing with the virtual reality, and you put it on the stuff to see, yourself in different places. It's similar to that. We have the ability to enhance ourselves from an organic perspective. Just like you always talk about organically, to be able to increase our mindset, increase our intelligence, just how we are able to manifest whatever we want. We have the same ability to increase our mindset. I think it's something that when our cell phones first came out and how everybody got the new eye this and the new eye that, the new whatever the latest and greatest is, it's similar to that. I think to me, it sounds like another mechanism to track you as an individual on the planet. That's how it seems to me. It doesn't seem like something that I would jump out from a personal perspective to go running to grab something like this hot off the press. It's the same thing with the new and the latest and the greatest phone. It's the same technology. It's the same thing. That's how I feel.
And that's a perspective. Like, I got excited at first when I was reading it, like, because it kind of answered so many questions that I had of how we trapped here and how I was viewing my world now from a perspective of having out of body experiences and astral travel. And I just asked my wife this morning. I said, honey, when we come back, when we're consciousness that we are in what we call 3 density, why is it that I've programmed my own freaking self to say this? As soon as I'm conscious that I'm back in body, the first thing that comes out of my mouth, and I did it, everything is perfect. I am this, I am. As soon as I hit this dimension. And I said, honey, why do you think it is that I have to do that when deep inside of me, right? I know that it's not, but I'm programming myself to perceive it that way. So I'll project it as perfect. But it's something about this dimension that we as conscious beings, as we are becoming more conscious and we're upgrading and all of this energy is coming in, we're starting to, I know what it is. I'll just say it. We're starting to see through the illusion of the matrix. We can see through it. And we know it's bullshit, but it's, it's that balance that I talked about on the other show. I don't really care now, but I am conscious that I have to maintain a certain amount of balance to come in and out of this matrix and have that, what's the word I want to use? To have that, so they won't come get me and strap me down somewhere and say, because what the powers that be, what I see happening all the time, that people that go in so deep, and I think it's a beautiful thing to go in deep, just to let it all envelop you and just let go of the ego and just be stripped away. I love all of that. But what we're experiencing is we have to come back. We're still grounded here. So when we do let go and hit 3 density again, and we've had these experiences, it's kind of hard to dumb yourself back down and just fit into an ordinary sheeple person. And a lot of people that are sheeple, our frequency, our vibratory frequency, it irritates them. It fucking pisses them off because we're vibrating so high, it's hard to stay in the room with us. I irritate, and I'm aware of this. I read all of the comments. I'm aware that I fucking piss people off now. My frequency, they hate my frequency now. I'm aware of it. And I just say, wow. But when I was drinking every day and I was a whore and I was a habitual liar and I blended right in. Everybody loved me. I blended right in with everything. I didn't get all of the hate that I get now because my frequency is higher. So I don't just go with the flow. I find myself on a lot of occasions, it feels like I'm swimming upstream. How do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing, with regard to we as people in this environment, it's everything, if you don't follow the path as everyone else is, something's wrong with you, you're something, how is it that this person is always so happy? Which they don't think anything is wrong. How could they say that? But in actuality, there's nothing wrong. It is what it is from this 3D environment that we live in, but at the same time, it is not for us to get sucked into the minutia of the idiotic stuff that these people got going on. I mean, this thing right here that you have been talking about today, coming back full circle to it, if you look at it, you will see it for what it really is. It's just another mechanism, and, it's an avenue for others to try to continue to keep people in a bubble.
Control. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
When you get so used to let's look at it like this. When you talk about you was in a job, and this is also personal to me, you're in a job and you're doing everything you can and you feel like you're doing your best and everything is going great, then they lay you off. Boom. It's like it shocks your world. And then when you go and you get another one and you think everything is going great again, boom, you knock off kilter is going on. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times when these things happen, they're jokes for us to start to tap into ourselves, go within so that you can see what you need to really see. Everything is already there. There's nothing what's on the outside. Yes, we have to come outside into this supposed matrix to do what we need to do, our commerce or whatever we need to do. But at the same time, it's like if when you come home and you're in your mountains or you by a tree, if you feel like so connected, right? I'm out here, it's like, whoa, you look at these people like, what is wrong with these folks? You see, everybody is in that people perspective because you watch them as they're going down the road into the spirit, supposedly spirit. That's what we're in right now. And everybody's hustling and bustling, all this other wonderful stuff. And you stop. You say, wait a minute. This is not even real.
Right.
They realize it's not real.
Right.
Do they not see this?
Right.
And no, they don't, because they're not where we are at the moment. They'll get there eventually.
Exactly.
It'll take them some time. And because of the fact that they know they have a certain amount of individuals that are still individuals, they haven't elevated yet, we can start to tap into those people. You see? We'll give you this device to make you feel smarter, to make you feel healthier. It's like a placebo effect, basically. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
But you don't realize from within you have the ability. My mother's in the hospital right now. And I'm like, look, you are whole. You've got to see yourself healed. Well, your blood system, you have to tell it what you needed to do. You have to go in. You can go within yourself and make this thing real to where all of a sudden you rise up. You lay down your other stuff and you rise up and you walk out of there. So it's up to you. It's not up to the people because they're on a systematic process to where they have to follow certain, procedures.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, they're doing their job. But at the same time, you don't have to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on the individual. So again, with these devices that they have come out, our phones and the technology that we have, whoa, listen, there's this thing that'll make you super smart, and oh my goodness, it'll help you get well. You have the ability to do this. There's nobody else. It's all about, because we're connected to the highest consciousness. We're connected to that. And if we are connected to the higher being, the greater I am,
mm-hmm.
That's what we're connected to. We have the ability to bring ourselves beyond what they tell us. So it's amazing. Our Western counterparts out there, that they come up with these things. And again, like I say, it's basically another set of devices, so there's going to be somebody else right behind them.
Right behind.
Come up with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just like our cell phones. We've got our Samsung, you got your iPhones, you got your whoever, Acer, whatever these other things are. All these different, just to capitalize on that money. Because that's what it all boils down to in our 3D dimension. It's going to come back down to the fiat dollars, the currency, so the energy. So the energy is low. Why not feed that energy and try to see what we can capitalize on that negative energy? You see, on a lower energy, lower vibration. But if we got these people up here on a higher level, we can't touch them. So we go flow for these other ones out here. That's what's going to happen. I mean, that's how it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, So everybody will eventually get to the places where we are, because we're going to go higher than where we are at this point. This is not the end for us, of course. We're here, and we'll continue to go into higher and higher dimensions. So, and eventually they have to evolve. We're all on the big run of life, and with regard to being on that bump, some of us are at the beginning, middle, higher, so we're all at different spectrums on the wheel. That's how I see it.
That's a good perspective, though. That I see it that way too. And the thing that I tell people this, there's no secret. And I just find, and I hate using the word struggle, but when I meditate in the morning, I'm a total in the etheric realms now of 6 hours a day. And I'm not saying that for any hand clap or anything, but I had to take my will and desire, because everything I do now is from home, utilizing technology over the internet. I don't work for anyone outside of my own thoughts and my own mental capacities. I use my thoughts to create different products. And that's how I've been, taking care of me and my wife and my family. I use my mind. I've been doing this for like 10 years. It's just, I was doing it in the constraints for probably 7 of those years in the matrix, just for money. But saying that, let me go back to what I was trying to get at before I lose it. 6 hours a day. And I do it from 3 p.m. right after I go live here. I go and I meditate to take in the energy from this show. And from 5 a.m. in the morning, when most people are sleeping, from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., I'm in the etheric realm. So that's a total of 6 hours. And I just want to tell people this, that to get the clarity that you desire, you have to, I remember this scripture when I was a Christian, when I was knee deep in Christianity. Faith without works is dead. And I know what they mean by that now. You know what I'm saying? I know what they tried to, you have to put in the work. You have to find yourself in the infinite, real, quote unquote, if I wanted to say world. And that's the etheric realm, the spiritual realm. It's where all manifestations take place. It's where all creativity takes place, in that etheric realm. And I just get so excited when it's time for me to leave the body every morning. And I'm conscious of this, because it's not like a routine. It's just in my subconscious mind now. When 5 o'clock hits, it's 1,000 times, if I had to try to describe it now. And I was sitting in it this morning, just almost crying, just shaking, just shaking, because my will and my desire takes me to this place. And it's the same. This is probably a bad analogy, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it'll reach people will get it. People, you it's just mind blowing how people take in information. For me, once upon a time being a chronic masturbator, because I was just so horrified of all of the diseases and stuff out in the world at one particular time in my life. I was like, well, shit, I'll just get myself off. And I became very comfortable in that. And going back, I would remember how I would feel when it was time for me to masturbate, because at that time in my life, that was the only release from stress, from the workplace, from the problems of this world. That's why I wouldn't masturbate for the graven images and the sexuality. I wouldn't ever masturbate at this particular time to like images or porn or things like that. Porn was just numb to me at this point. I would do it to get away, to just close my eyes and just ride the energy that was leaving me. That energy that was leaving me through masturbation was my energy. It is our life force energy. I would just ride that energy to get away. But the thing that I found out very, very fast is that energy was leaving and not returning to me. So I would feel drained. You know what I mean? And I say that to say this, and I'm gonna let you go. I won't hold you hostage. I just love your energy. I get that same excitement now. It's weird. Of the same kind of excitement when 5 o'clock hits every day. When 5 o'clock and 3 o'clock, okay, I'm about to get away. Come on, Derek, I'm about to get away. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And I just punch out from 3 density. And I'm telling you, I am gone. Lightless. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I had to tell myself, because I was fucking it up in the etheric realms, just let go. Because I was taking a part, and it's hard to explain. I was taking a portion of my ego up there. And I know this, and you know this, because I know what my ego does in 3 density. So if you're kind of doing like the sort of same thing in the astral realm that you normally do in 3 density, you know there's a part of your ego that's still overriding this experience. So what I learned how to do is just let go of everything and just go up, know nothing, say nothing, and observe and just download the different frequencies and just remember how the frequencies and the energy, that because that's what we are. And I experience energy attaching itself to me, not trying to figure out what's going on, not trying to say I got all of the answers of what's even happening. But I know in the etheric realm, every time I come back from that etheric realm and this energy attaches to me, I'm more enlightened. Like you were saying, it's like I upgrade in 3 density every single time, every single time. And I don't have to sit here and try to be the one that says I have all of the right words to explain what's happening. What I'm telling individuals on I'm Conscious Now what is, you have to now spend time with yourself. Don't you see what's going on with all of the technology, all of this artificial intelligence? And you said it earlier, it's taking you from the organic ascension model that what we call nature is still abides by. Like nature, we see it through the seasons. You know what I'm saying? The springtime, the summertime, the winter. We getting all of this technology now, and it's exciting to know that these things exist. But then it's that part of me to say, whoa, Derek, hold on now. You gonna send these people a fucking picture of you and let them burn a holographic? Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I have a Facebook page. My photos are not there. No pictures are out there with me and my daughter. That's intentional. Everybody's like, "Well, you just put a picture up." No, I know what I look like. You know what I look like. I don't need to put a picture up. Right. So that's just my perspective. Because again, things are changing rapidly. And the mere fact that how fast we're moving, others who are in the 3D, they have no idea how quickly we are rapidly moving. We move fast. I mean, so fast. It's like a blink. And that's kind of what the Bible talks about too. In a blink of an eye, you see a change. You know, it's like a blink of an eye. And that's the truth. It's in a blink of an eye, because nothing is the same when you go back to it. Something changes every second, millisecond. There's a change. You can't go back and really truly capture it exactly. Unless you're outside of, you go out and you go back and you look at it from that perspective. But for the most part, it's doing our best to help those in small ways to get them to where they need to be. Something happened to me earlier with a sibling of mine, and I realized when they called, it was to disturb my energy, and I had to center myself and say, no, you're in control of this. It doesn't have to go that way. And I fixed it, because I'm kind of like the matriarch for the family, and a lot of things fall in my corner. But at the same time, that's a responsibility that I have to hopefully just use my life to be as an instrument to theirs, because you cannot force anyone to do anything they don't want to do, because they have their own free will. And one of the shows you did, Derek, the other day was regards to imagination.
Okay.
The young lady that came on and mentioned Neville Goddard, and I'm telling you, if anyone has never looked him up, he's on YouTube. Very, very powerful man. Like 1967 is around the time I came on the planet. But it was very interesting to hear his perspective on the imagination, and it kind of lines up with what you talk about on your show and on this platform, because it is so pertinent. And this information has been on since 1967, and that's a long time ago. That's 40 plus years ago. Yeah. And with that being the case, if we would just all stop and listen and take time for ourselves to go within ourselves, we'll see everything we need to see, and we need to be reliant on the AI. We don't have to use it.
That's right.
Because we are super intelligent as is. There's so much in us. We have such a huge ability to tap into so many different things. And just like you said, yes, my ego was talking the last time. So I started to get a little stressed out. Oh God, where am I going to go? Calling on the outside, going outside of myself rather than going within myself to bring it into focus. Because when you said what you said to me, it was what I needed. And I thank you for that, because you were at the time, at that point, I needed that. And so there is a definite need for this platform, and may not need that many people come on and talk, but at the same time, there is definitely a need for it. There's a reason why you're here.
Absolutely.
And you say it all the time. You're here to help us, whoever we can help.
That's
so it eventually, as people come across the channel, now they're going to hear my voice on here. But as they come across it, they'll see, hey, wait a minute, maybe he is saying something that I need to take a look at. He is saying something I need to take a look at, because it is helpful. We are all seeking something greater. Most of us had not a clue prior to these platforms with what that greater was. Christianity is not where it's at. Whatever isms or schisms, whatever entities or whatever there is, you got to go within yourself to find out the real stuff. Because it's not on the outside. It's not out here. You're not going to find it in another person. It is in you. You've been given that from the get-go. You've been around for a long time. You've been given this information a long time ago. You just got stuck into the 3D stuff and getting stuck here and not realizing that you have the ability to fly out of it. You don't have to stay in it. It's like you can come back and forth as much as you want. But it's up to us to make the change that we desire to see.
That's
true. It's not about the other person.
That's true. Well, my sister, thank you so much. Could you give me the correct spelling for your name?
Sure. It's V as in Victor, E-R-N-I-T-A.
V as in Victor,
DJ. V as in Victor, E-R-N-I-T-A. T as in Tom, A as in Apple.
Gotcha. Fernita. All right. And I'm writing that down because I'm locking you in. I don't know why at this point, but it's very, very, your message today was very, 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 very needed. Sometimes people need to hear it from that divine feminine energy, that balance. that balance. You need that balance. So I just thank you for utilizing your platform, because it's our platform. I just find myself a lot of times sitting here just talking, and to people who are led this way, you know, come this way. That's what it's all about. So thank you.
That's it. And you're welcome, and thank you.
Okay.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
Peace and love to you. Thank you.
All right, there. Bye-bye.
That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Having the platform open so you can hear things from different perspectives, because everyone receives information different. And especially when you're still identifying your ego, trying to figure out what that ego is. We all take in information different. And some of us receive information better from divine feminine energy. And some of us receive information from that divine masculine energy. So I always appreciate my sisters. They always call in. My brothers call in too. So the phone lines are still open, 734-230-2744. I want to know, is there somebody that sees it a little different, not as I see it, that would purchase this technology and that is very, very excited about this technology? Because I will say this too. There is a part of me, and I analyze this part too. Is this technology, and let me give you my reference point. When I look back at some of the imagery that has been found in historical times, a lot of it has been destroyed. If you look back at the Egyptians and some of the Africans, some of the old ancient art that has not been tampered with and photoshopped, they had a lot of different metals and gold and silver and copper and all different kinds of, some of it even looked like rocks and stones and crystals. You understand? So could this technology have been covered up and now it's being, you know what I'm saying, unveiled again in this time? Could this be the technology that makes us superhuman or takes our consciousness to that next level in 3 density in this body? Is this the technology that they use when the pyramids were built, moving this kind of energy and these frequencies? And you understand what I'm saying? It just makes you say, you know, you have to look at it from all different perspectives. Has this technology just been covered up for thousands and thousands of years, and now is the perfect time to put this technology into the civilization's hands to enhance the consciousness of Earth? It could be. Give me a call, 734-230-2744. Tell me how you think about this new quantum leap. And they say quantum leap because the technology that we're talking about today, ladies and gentlemen, is a quantum leap over the our iPhone 7s. You understand what I'm saying? When you're talking about burning holograms, I don't think you guys are really catching this shit. When you're talking about now, we have technology that you can send a picture of yourself and they can actually take high-tech lasers and burn a bio hologram of yourself that you wear in a chip form around your neck. And what it does is it resets your vibratory rate and all of your frequencies back to that point of existence from a photo. Wow. That's just, well, we know how powerful photos are and how powerful videos are. So we know it's possible. Because like the young lady said, you can post a photo on Facebook and get captured bold out here, right? Somebody could take a photo of you and you might not necessarily be doing what the photo is projecting. And they could take that graphic image of you and make a whole new holographic scenario, paint a picture of you that might not even necessarily be true. So we're talking about quantum leap technology today. And I want to know how you feel. Go back over to the chat. I know how you ladies and gentlemen are on the chat. The phone lines are open. I told you guys I'm gonna leave those phone lines open because there's stragglers that always call in at the last minute. So I'm back over at the chat. If you got any questions you want to throw my way, I am live looking at the chat. I am aware that there is a delay. My mind, body, spirit complex is the only tech I need. Okay, Chris, indeed, we are already perfect. We are already perfect, but we have to get back to that spectrum of perfectness. You see what I'm saying? We have to break through from the physical, because in this physical holographic image, you don't see a lot of perfect things in 3 density. You just don't. Everything dies. You see what I'm saying? So, and that goes back to what I was trying to say. I even dove a little deeper this morning when I woke up. I programmed myself to say, everything is perfect. I am perfect. Everything is perfect. Now, why did I program myself to say that? Because I have to offset the illusionary realm that I'm grounded in 3 density, where everything is not perfect. I have to continue to remind myself of the origin of where I'm reflecting from, where everything is perfect. You understand what I'm saying? So at this time, right now, on this live stream, we're trying to learn how to maneuver around 3 density and feed ourselves as much non-physical dimensions as we can until we shed what we call the physical body and tap back into infinite possibilities. But what I'm seeing is, and I talked about this on another show, is this life loop trap. This trap that we're in. And a lot of people haven't even grabbed hold of that yet, but we are in a life loop trap. There's no doubt about it. There's no, just from this technology that they're going to start monetizing, I know it verifies what we're up against. And I was led to say this: if you're still using microwaves right now, and I'm not judging anyone, I'm just throwing this out there. If you still have a microwave in your house, you are destroying your vibratory energy that surrounds you with microwaves. It's offsetting everything in your house. Just something as simple as a microwave. All right, while we're waiting for the stragglers to call in, what a wonderful call that was from Vernita. I am terrible at the above. What's going on in the chat? Back over at the chat. Talk to me out there. Anything else I want to touch on while I still have the platform, while I'm waiting for the stragglers to come in? Georgia says we should be tapping into what we can naturally do to heal ourselves otherwise. And that's a true statement, Georgia. The problem is the artificial intelligence that surrounds us, that's fighting for the illusion of time that we have in 3 density. There's only 24 hours in a day, and most people, 16 of those hours are work related, no matter how you look at it. So that's only leaving you with 8 extra hours. So with all of this new technology and the internet and televisions and smartphones and smart TVs and, relationships and children and animals, it's a fight for your consciousness. And most people will tell you, just the people that I've been talking to since we launched I'm Conscious Now What, I have to take people back to like ground zero. And I stay simple for a reason. I don't want to be complex. I don't want to be I love listening to very articulate people. Don't get me wrong. I understand them, but that's not what I desire. I am so happy. Let me just say this. From what I know now, I am so happy that I didn't just fuck off. No disrespect to anyone who did, but I am so happy I did not waste a lot of time on education in college and the school systems and all of that fucking programming. I am so happy that I only went as far as a GED, and the rest of the things that I learned, I kind of learned from experience, the experience of life. And no one can take that from me, because I see so many, and this is not a strike against articulate people. It's not. It's not. It is what it is. I see so many educated, quote unquote, articulate, well-spoken people that cannot function in 3 density, cannot function outside of their computer screen. This world kicks their ass every day. I'm just telling you, I see it all the time, and they don't know what's going on. Very articulate, very educated, and can't even step out their front door because they can't deal with energy. They can't deal with frequencies. They can't deal with not even the shadow side of themselves. They only know one educated way, and they know where they think they should be because they were promised this through education and in the system. These goals of being doctors and movie stars and famous rappers, when they're sitting in that energy, they can't handle the frequency. And I can almost feel where they are. This can't be life. This can't be what I've wasted 30 years of my life to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? When you see a homeless person on the street and you give them $10 and they got more happiness than quote unquote millionaires and billionaires. They're so grateful and loving. You can feel their energy when you can give them $1 and they can generate more powerful, positive energy than some millionaires. Just something to think about. Just something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so phones are still open. 219. Not gonna drive this one too much longer. I'm gonna close it out. My final words, I will keep the phones open while I'm giving you my final words on this new technology. Technology, it's not the technology. I think that's bad. It's just the intent. It's the way the technology is being used to end this. And I just don't trust my consciousness. And when you talk about burning my bio holographic images onto a disc and putting it in the chip, you're fucking trying to control me. And I kind of know how to do that organically, but I haven't mastered it yet. And see, that's my journey, to burn my own holographic image of how to construct the way I project in 3 density, through vibration, through meditation. You see what I'm saying? Through what we call love, which I'm finding out now that we really don't know what fucking love is. That's another show. We got to do a show about love. We have been so misconstrued of what love is. We think love is this feeling. It's so much deeper. So much deeper. Let's go back to the calls right now. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I know you don't hear that enough. I love you. I know I didn't.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is Derek Dunlap, and you are live on I'm Conscious Now What? Just tell us your name and where you're calling from.
All right, what up? I'm Wes, and I'm calling from upstate New York. Yeah, I think I've called here before.
Okay, Wes, you got the platform, my man.
All right, so I think I must be lagging behind on this live stream here because oh, there we go. Well, anyways, yeah, so I'm just a little, so I'm seeing we have all this cool technology, and basically what I can gather is that, actually, no, I don't even know what to think about all of this. You know, what are we saying? Should we? I know we should be careful, but should we avoid this? Should we embrace it?
That's a great question. And where I am now, 222s. Everybody look at your quote unquote clocks. 222s. We caught it today. It just went to 223. 22222. We're bleeding through the matrix. The way I look at it, as I embrace technology. I'm using technology now. We're doing a live hangout. I'm broadcasting across the world.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But let me just give you an example. Let me give you an example so you can understand. A lot of these Google Hangouts, the technology that we have access to now, okay? And this is because of ego gets in the way. And we talked about, I did my best to describe to you guys what ego is. Thought patterns, energy, assortment of energy arrangement that you're used to thinking a certain way. You've been programmed to think a certain way, and you can't go outside of that way of thinking. You become trapped in a way that you think and perceive things. We've made the ego into a physical person, but it's not. It's energy. It's energy patterns. I saw this from the etheric realm and I brought it back. Okay. So what's happening, even with the technology that we're using now on Google Hangouts, you got all of this new energy pouring in, right? And you got people with the ability to press one button and broadcast across the world. So we're getting all of these perspectives that are quote unquote being labeled as, now this is the truth. You see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, just from experience on my journey, nobody has a fucking clue. And I don't say that.
Yeah.
I don't say that from like a egotistic way or being harsh. I know.
I'm just
Every
beginning to see how little I know.
We don't. Hey, dude, I'll be the first one to say it, man. I don't have a fucking clue of infinity. I only have. Do you know when it snows sometimes? When I remember, I just pulled this up when I was a little child. When it snows outside, do you remember when you were a little child? I don't know if it snows. Yeah, if you're in New York, wherever you grew up with, and you were a little child.
Definitely snows.
Okay, visualize
Not
this.
right now.
Visualize this, right? This is how much we know about infinity, and we're trying to become masters and teach people. Remember when you were a little child and it used to snow and you used to open up your mouth and try to catch the snowflakes? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Oh, see? Just visualize those snowflakes as infinite possibilities. Okay? And imagine how many snowflakes you caught on your tongue. You're just catching 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, maybe 20 different frequencies or situations where there's infinite possibilities in consciousness. We've been stuck in one dimension as far as I can go back, and I can go back. I can trace my consciousness back, and I've been stuck in this reincarnation trap. I don't know the illusion of time to say 2,000 or 10,000 years, but a lot of people, and I talk to people, quote unquote, out of live streams, not on live broadcasts, where we have encrypted applications where we can talk unbiased, where people can't hack in and you know, put out what we're talking about. And I'm gonna share that coming up. It's not time for it now, but I talk to people who've been incarnating, and they can tell you I've been doing this for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 years. So yeah, until we can get to the point in consciousness that we can have purpose, out-of-body experiences where we detach consciously from the physical body and explore the etheric realms and meet one-on-one with our higher self, whatever you want to call it. But just try your best not to carry any graven images with you. See, that's the problem. We carry these images from 3 density into the astral realms and we create them. We're carrying parts of our ego. We're carrying our perspective of what our higher self is. And we create this image of our higher self when our higher self is just a higher vibratory frequency that we can go to consciously. Fuck physical for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck it for a minute. Just return back to the energy or the software or the hardware that runs the computer. Fuck the way the computer runs. Have you ever bought a computer? I'm guilty of this. I bought some of the most elaborate looking computers that had the worst kind of software in them that you know that just ran like shit. They look good, but they run like shit. My first iPhone only had 8 gigs. I couldn't even do nothing with it because the driver software wasn't capable of running the programs that the phone really needed to give me that maximum output of communication with that iPhone. And it's the same with us being a physical body. We can only do so much in this physical body. We can only receive so much in the physical body. We have to learn how to get out of the physical body while we still have a physical body attached to us and explore.
So basically what I gather is that the ultimate goal here is to get out of this whole physical world, because really it's pointless, and get into the etheric realms where we can experience just being energy.
Kind of, sort of, but it's not pointless of being here. See, it's catchy. It's not pointless. Listen, if you believe in some of the ancient books, we are in this state, the fallen ones. You have to look at this not from a physical thing. When you read in these books, we always point at other motherfuckers. You're a fallen one. You're the fallen ones that fell from a higher frequency. Okay, you got to learn how to decode. Don't read some of the ancient books, decode them. We are the fallen ones right now. Okay, all of the fallen ones don't have the same agendas. There's different frequencies. There's infinite frequencies. You know what when I say frequencies, think of radio station waves. I'm trying to give you examples so you'll understand the spectrum of radio. There's different frequencies. As long as you turn in that dial, you can. There you go.
Waves, yeah.
There you go, my brother. There you go. There you go. There you go. You're not.
Yeah, radio happens to vibrate at a really low frequency.
There you go.
Extremely long, and
there you go.
Radiation that can knock out pieces of your DNA because they're vibrating so fast and have such high energy.
There you go. So
yeah, they're all part of the same thing. And then quantum mechanics says that matter and energy are really the same thing. And there's one interpretation that says all possibilities that could possibly happen are happening at the same time. It's just what you're saying is just confirming everything I've been reading in science, actually.
Yes, and everything is happening simultaneously at the same time. I've experienced that twice in this incarnation, to where I became not I as ego. See, not me being I was the only thing that existed, because there was no I. And it's hard to explain this. There was no I when I experienced everything that there could. There you go. You see, but it's hard to explain that in English. There was no me. I didn't exist. I was everything in consciousness simultaneously. I was everything that there could possibly be at the same time. And I tell people it was the most blissful experience that I've ever experienced. But at the same time, it was the most horrifying event that I will never forget that. And it's horrifying because you're literally ripped out of your ego of what you thought you were. And then you're sitting in infinite possibilities. So you're everything in one particular point, and then it's just you and nothing else in consciousness. But you're conscious that you exist, but there's nothing else but just you. Not physically. You're aware that you're there, but you don't see or feel or tune in to anything else, but you're there. I call it the void. You're sitting in the void, and then snap, you're everything. Wow, what the fuck? Oh my God. And then you're fucking nothing. It's fucking incredible. But everyone is going to experience that. And then after all of that, right? You slam back into a physical body. You're like, what the fuck? It's like you're in prison. It limits you.
Yeah.
The physical body limits you to infinite possibilities. Now you can carry that infinite possibilities inside of the physical body. What I'm learning how to do is I just changed the way that I observe things. You see what I'm saying? And the energy that I attach to different situations. I'm the consciousness that's observing everything. Nothing directly happens to me anymore. Directly to me. You see what I'm saying? And that's you have to look at, well, you don't have to. It's easier to look. Nothing happens to me. Nothing happens to my consciousness. I'm just observing everything from a physical standpoint. And that way it helps me to stop attaching so much unnecessary emotion to all of these events, circumstances, and thoughts. Because it's not happening to me. I'm observing it from first person perspective. Nothing is happening to me. I'm observing everything. And when you look at it that way, right? And then you connect back to that infinite possibilities all happening simultaneously. What I picked up was, God damn it, it's this infinite consciousness that we can all tap into. And it's the infinite divine presence of all viewing everything through consciousness. It's not me. I'm not a God, but I can tap into that consciousness. It's the infinite one that's using you. I don't like to say use it, but it's hard to explain, my man. And there's some very articulate people that can explain it a little better than me. When I say I am God and I am consciousness, not that I am, but there's only one consciousness that we all reside in. We're not all separated.
Looking at it. Oh, sorry, were you saying something?
Go ahead. Did I lose you?
No. Yeah, I interrupted you. The way I was gonna say, the way I look at it is, since we have infinite possibilities, and basically since we have all this time right now that we're going to be in this physical experience, or we'll also be reincarnated, so we'll get back into the same ways. Basically, life is a game then, right? So what am I going to do with this time waiting to die?
Now, what's death?
The
What's
question I have right now.
But see, let me just stop you real fast.
Okay.
From how you said, I'm getting ready to die, you're still holding on to a program of death that is not correct of how I experience death. I die twice a day. Really. Have you ever heard there's a little lingo, the beginning, the end of a thing is the beginning of a thing. I think I read that in Ecclesiastics years ago, that the death is actually the beginning of your journey when you sever ties with the physical body. Because look at it like this, my friend. We all know these fucking bodies gonna die. Everybody knows that. We see shit dying every day. I know that this shell of a body is gonna die. But this is where my power comes from right now. My immortality. I'm gonna give it to you. So simple. My fucking consciousness never dies because I've been practicing this shit now for 2 years, twice a day, every single day. When my body falls to sleep, that's like a pre-death that we're exploring now. The body falls asleep. Are you with me? It falls asleep every night. You yawn. It lets you know I'm dying. I'm tired. And it just shuts off. But what remains? Conscious. The true essence of who you are, your consciousness. You just change that consciousness from your physical to your non-physical body, which you don't see, but you still exist. You still get imagery. You still visit places that you've been before. You still communicate. Just this morning, I saw a being that had eyes all around its head. And it was so pleasant, and it was talking to me just like I'm talking to you. Asked me, how am I doing? I'm doing fine. It's good to see you out here. How long you been out here? Oh, I don't know. I just got here. eyes all around his fucking head. His head was like shaped like a pyramid. I never saw an entity like that. I don't see that in the physical realm. I was in the etheric realm where all possibilities are possible. So when you say all things are possible in consciousness, so what is consciousness? That's who you really are. And that's the journey. That's the journey. You're just consciousness experiencing consciousness in a physical form. It's a hologram. And people have learned these breakaway societies and these interdimensional beings that the young lady was saying before us. There's a law called the law of correspondence. As above, so below. There's infinite levels. Okay. I have a higher consciousness than my dogs. My dogs serve me in this incarnation. I feed them. I let them out their cages. I take them for walks. I actually almost cried the other day when I viewed my life as my dogs. My dogs are actually serving time in prison. To me, they can't go out of the yard. I feed them everything. They sleep in crates every night. They're actually in the yard in the wintertime, maybe 4 hours out of the day. Think about that. It's levels to this shit, but they are consciousness and they're experiencing the incarnation of what we call beasts or dogs. They don't know any difference. And guess what? Them fucking dogs, you can take 10 dogs and they're happier than 10 humans. Why? Think of this now. My fucking dogs' vibrations are much higher. I'm talking about what we call happiness. They're happy. They love. They'll lick you to death. They just, when you come home, they're ecstatic. They love you. So this, what we're experiencing here is not, we're not just waiting to fucking die. I like how you said that. I smile. No, man. This infinite consciousness, everything has purpose. We're just trying to decode. We're here to learn how. And when I say love, it's not that lustful love. See, we're here to learn how to love. And when I say love, you would have to experience true love. I don't have a word for love anymore. The love that we have conditional love here. I know the difference. Like, you know, my children, they love me. They love me because, though. I love you, daddy, because you always listen to me. You understand what I'm saying? Or I love you, daddy, because you did this or you did that. Or even our friends, Derek, I love you because your energy is just so. But the true love that I experienced was just this infinite frequency of love with no stipulations. It just was what it was. You understand? And you can't, the ego won't allow you to decode it, but it's just this infinite energy and it is what it is. And when you're residing in this energy, you feel what I would call true love. And it's so blissful, but terrifying at the same time because there's nothing that can calculate it in 3 density. You can't, there's nothing that can measure it in 3 density. So it's terrifying because it's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? But then it's so blissful and consuming. Like, but it's love. It's just so pure. You're not thinking about money. You're not thinking about what color you are. You're not thinking about losing weight. You're not thinking about how to scam somebody. You're just sitting in infinite possibilities and infinite bliss and love. It's just, dude, if, oh my God. I just don't know. I don't have the English language to describe it, but I know that's infinity. And we have choice to either turn to that or to explore the infinite possibilities of infinite love. Because in 3 density, someone can say, I love you, but it's conditional based on the frequency that you're on. It gets you, I think you said it gets more dense and more dense and more dense, and then it goes higher and higher. And I actually saw these frequencies in an out-of-body experience to infinity. And but the same energy, they were one and the same. It's almost like the polarity law, hot and cold. Hot and cold is the same energy, but it's just separated by frequencies. Cold and hot are one and the same. It's just the more you travel that line, you'll meet the center of cold and hot, and then it'll gravitate towards being hot, right? Hotter, 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 hotter. And then you stay on that same line and just stay on that same frequency and go the opposite. I'll just call it direction, and you're going to run into cold. They're one and the same. Same frequency, different vibratory levels in between. And that's kind of like what we're experiencing in what we call this incarnation. We're just on a very dense frequency here. Wonderful experience when you look at it, like someone said, it's a game. But when you take this shit serious to heart and you start attaching emotion and why me and you niggers and you crackers and you and all that, these different frequencies and hate and emotion, and that shit don't go away. It just builds up and builds up and builds up and builds, and those thoughts just keep building up. You are literally in hell, your own hell that you created from your thoughts and your emotions and your perspectives on how you view certain situations. We do it. Now, we got a lot of help with technology and this internet. This internet is so powerful, but so fucking destructive too. Oh, this internet is polarity. It could be so powerful and so educational and so uplifting, but you travel that line and bam, it could be so fucking destructive because it's instant. And it's the new television. Yeah. It's instant, my friend, and it's the new television. We don't have to worry about television anymore. There was a particular time when it was just radio and TV. Now we're dealing with this thing called the internet. Who watches TV anymore?
Find anything.
Anything.
Now, not to sort of try to what's the word I'm looking for here? So, not to be over reductionist, but and so this show's called I'm Conscious Now What, right?
Exactly.
What I'm looking for is the now what part.
You're experiencing
what do we do?
You're experiencing it right now. Now what? What's next? Now what? Infinite possibilities. The ball is in your court. Let me simplify this for you. It's very simple. It's not complex. You're conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Would you lay yourself as conscious? And I'm not judging you, and I'm feeling your energy right now. Okay. This is no judgment. This is just for me to try to get you to feel this frequency. So, because you're very articulate, you're very educated, right? So sometimes you kind of make things so complicated because you're shooting everything that we're talking about into your intellect, your educational, your brain, the frequencies that you're used to traveling, that you use to decode everything. It has to go through your ego, which is energy patterns that you've developed based on your circumstances from mom, dad, all the way from when you were a little child. You got all of these energy patterns and you're not used to switching them up. You're not. They're there. So, yeah, see, I'm just telling you, and I'm quote unquote an uneducated human being, but I understand this infinite shit. Just like it don't matter. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It don't matter what kind of education you got. It don't matter your color. It's energy. So let me ask you this question, okay? While we're live,
I listen to you. It's just the words. You know, you just have a different way of saying things. You're just as smart as I am. In fact, you're smarter in many ways than I am. So
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. You got it. It's like this here, man. You take a cell phone. You take this cell phone, right? Here's a cell phone, right? And consciousness is this cell phone is us, okay? And consciousness is the app store. You get what I'm trying to say? You can download any application that you desire from the app store of consciousness. You just got to learn how to get there. You're the cell phone. You're the type of cell phone now that comes with apps already installed on it. You get what I'm saying? And the app store, Google Play and the app store is just like, if you look, and that's a great analogy. I like that. When we buy iPhones and Android phones, they come with fucking apps on them recommended by the iPhone and the Android. All right. Now, when you have, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you a lot better.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so when we buy, here's the phone analogy, because we all have cell phones. We use the cell phones every day. You'll get it from this.
I'm using it right now.
All right, so here we go. When you bought that phone, view that phone as your physical body. All right. When you went out and purchased that phone came with applications that was recommended that runs that phone. Okay. And then outside of the applications that were on that phone, they gave you with an iPhone one way that you can add applications to that phone. And that's called what? The Apple Store. You see what I'm saying? Stay with me now.
Yep.
When you buy the Android phone, right? Those phones don't come blank. They come with applications already in them that they recommend. And you have to go to the Google Play Store to add different applications. All right.
Certainly a lot more convenient than inventing your own. But yeah.
But you see what I'm saying, though? Okay. So now when we get back to being physical beings, when you go through your mom's portal and birthed into this, what we call this dimension or this universe, right? You are a cell phone with no fucking it, brother. You ain't got no apps when you come in here. Nothing. It all comes from your mother. Now, I'm not talking about consciousness. I'm talking about physical. You learn all of this shit from your mom and your dad, who's ever birthing you. This ego shit, these thought patterns that I'm telling you. You're conscious. They don't control, mom doesn't control your soul or your destination, but we're talking about this physical dimension. Everything you've learned up to this point, you've learned from somebody. Think about how many things you created on your own in the astral realm, where you actually left your physical body, sat in the non-physical realm, and used your mind to create and watch that shit manifest and hit 3 density. Can you count out 5 things that you created?
I haven't even been in any of the astral realms yet. So
consciously,
the only thing I've created myself is music, actually. So I don't really.
Well, you haven't been
really
consciously.
know how it works.
You haven't been consciously, but I guarantee you've been unconsciously. You just call it dreams. I guarantee you've been there. You just call it a dream.
Oh man, I haven't been dreaming in so long.
Wow, brother. Really?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I wish I could be dreaming again. That's kind of why I started to get into this. It started with the lucid dreaming, and then I was looking into the pineal gland, and I took a few psychedelics. I just want to get into this new world. I want to see what more there is.
Well, nothing is new. See, that's from your perspective. Nothing is happening. Nothing is new. Everything that is already is. It's just you must change your perspective. You have this expectation from your ego and your thought patterns of what you expect everything to be. And even from some of the examples that you get from other people talking about the astral realm. See what happened to me? I thought the astral realm was something that it was. I painted so many pictures of the etheric realm of what I thought it was going to be based on technology and movies and shit. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just like this dimension, but it's infinite, and there's no filters. There's no filters on thought. Whatever you think, it manifests. There's no filters. Everything that is exists in the etheric realm. Whatever you desire, whatever you will, it's just when we hit the etheric realm, a lot of us now, because of this fucking technology, we are not fully conscious there. We kind of there, but we can't pull. We're not conscious enough to have focus, intent. And then when we get there, we don't even know what the fuck to do when we get there. So we fly around and, You know, we just fuck around up there, and that's okay. That's okay. But what I'm learning now, see, and there's a lot of other people that's been doing this, is when I hit the etheric realms, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the flying plays out after a while, but okay, now I'm here. I'm in the etheric realm. Let me ground, let me center, and let me take as much information as I can while I'm here. I'm conscious too. I'm conscious. I'm looking around. I don't say that I know everything that's going on up in that realm, but I'm looking at everything. And let me take as much as this of this energy back to 3 density as I can to help me understand my journey of why the fuck am I here and how do I get out of this life trap? This life, what we call life. How do I get out of this shit? How do I get out of this world of racism, this world of hate? And the only way I know how now is through out of body experiences. That shit don't exist there. I'm telling you it don't. Now, if you carry it there in your ego, it will. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's why meditation is so important. Meditation is just you centering and letting go of thoughts and emotions and just returning to the void of nothingness as pure energy and just sitting in it to your origin. You are energy. You are consciousness. And we have to learn how to use this consciousness. We have to learn. We're trapped in this dimension for a reason. Believe me, we trapped everything. Nothing happens by chance. We are trapped on this frequency because there's higher consciousness that knows that there's no way that from your conscious level and mine right now that we can be in some of those high vibrating realms right now. We would fuck up everything up there because we can't control our thoughts yet. We can't yet. So we have to learn how to control our thoughts. And I believe that here's the plus side to the reincarnation trap for me. I know if I go back through this cycle again, that there's something that I have not discerned or learned to get up out of here. Nothing is by chance. I'm not ready. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay to know that I'm not ready to be in some of the higher vibrating realms. I'm cool with that. You know why? Because I'm holding on to infinity. See, there's no such thing as time to me. I got infinity to get back there. I got infinity to get back there. And I can jump in and out of this reality. I can play with this reality now. It's kind of fun. I can play with this 3 density reality now. I can play with it. I can just play with it. What do I mean by that? When I'm to the point when I yawn, and these are just certain things that I use to let me know it's time to play. When I catch myself, I know that motherfucking body tired. I know it's tired. I know it, man. And I'm conscious of this. I know it's tired, and I go lay down and I just learn how to focus until that body goes to sleep. And I just stay focused through that transition. And I don't even do all of that vibrating and buzz and shit anymore. What happens is there's just a jolt, like a jerk. And I open my eyes and I'm in the etheric realm. I'm past the bzzz, what the fuck is going on? I'm past all that now. It's always just a jolt. And I wake up and I'm in the etheric realm. I just get up. But see, you wouldn't catch that. You wouldn't catch that. You wouldn't catch that. You're just, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. You probably visit the etheric realms every night. You're just not conscious of it. You're not bringing the data back. You see what I'm saying? You go, when that body goes to sleep, and the reason why I say that is because I know you're infinite unless you're a fucking clone or some artificial intelligence that just called in on the show and you fucking with me, right? Because they out there, unless you ain't got no soul, you're artificial intelligence just fucking with me. I don't feel that though. Every time you go to sleep, you never lose, your consciousness never dies. You always exist somewhere on some vibratory rate. You never don't exist. Get that out of your head, man. You just don't remember when you come back. There's no such thing as dreams. There's infinite RAMs. They just labeled them as dreams to take away some of that power. Man, if they would have told us that, just think about it like this, and I'm going to let you go. Man, if we would have known that dreams, if we would have known that dreams 6,000 years ago were as powerful, were actually parallel timelines, do you know how powerful we would be as people now? If they didn't dumb it down and say, oh, it's just a dream. You were just dreaming. If everybody knew if everybody knew how powerful the etherigrams were and how important it was to get there, I really truly believe that this is just what I believe now. This is no truth. This is just something that I'm playing with now. I believe when people, quote unquote, really 100-fold have that outer body experience and get comfortable with leaving the body, right? And there's no fear involved, and they're just observing everything. When they detach from the body, which what we call death, it's like they advance. Okay, you're used to being without a body. Because here's the thing. If I died, right, from where I am now, if I died in my sleep, and I'm just being honest with this, based on what I'm experiencing now, I would not be able to distinguish, am I just out of body or am I dead? I wouldn't be able to distinguish because I'm not conscious of my physical body every single night. I've been doing this shit now for, dude, it's going on a year straight almost now. I would not be conscious. There's no such thing as death to me is what I'm saying anymore. My body goes to sleep. My consciousness moves inward. That's where I am. I don't see death as death anymore. I never die. I could say that boldly. I never die. I'm going to exist consciously somewhere. There's no such thing as death. That's a fear tactic. I love you, man.
Well, that's quite a lot to chew on right now.
Just chew on that, man, and replay it. It's simple. We just make it complicated. Just replay these. Just replay some of these simple one-on-one conversations that we have. That's what this platform is for. People to call in, and now you're attaching your vibration to form. It's not about, bringing on all these fucking egos, right? And letting people tell you the way it should be, because no one knows how it should be. It's only perspective. That's all it is. Look at where we at now. 6,000 years, as far as I can go back, because the most #1 soul book on the planet now, everybody knows it's the Holy Bible. We know that now. All right. And just by not taking anything away, you can take this energy any way you want to, because I'm going to put it out there the way I intend for it to be put out there. All right. Now, with this book being the #1 best-selling book in mankind so far up to date, right? How far have we advanced as a civilization, as a society, as a group of people with that fucking book being #1? We still waiting on some figure with blue eyes and long hair to come through the sky and save us. Flat out.
Yeah, I don't know. That always struck me as kind of strange.
Dude, we waiting on somebody to come help us, and we got everything we need on the inside of us. If you black, you waiting for the Jesus with dreadlocks to come save you. If you Chinese, you waiting on the Jesus that got chink eyes like you to come save you. It's a game, man. It's a game. Why would your oppressor give you the keys to the kingdom and continue? Just think of it like this. This is where I am. Now, I'm Afro-American, and through history, we all been through, if you look at history, right? We all been through trials and tribulations as people. You got the Jews were butchered and murdered. You got Mexicans that's been killed. You got black people that have been killed. You got Indians that have been killed. We've all been martyred, right? You even have white people that have been killed in our time. In the World Trade Center, it was all different kind of people killed and martyred for agendas, okay? So you have to look at it like this. Why would the same motherfuckers that's oppressing us give us a holy book or a way out? Why would the same system that gave us a God and gave us commandments and things give us the way out? You have to look at it like it's. Why would you take? Why would you put your salvation in the hands of your oppressors? That's where we are. Man wrote that book, man. Man wrote those books. It's like taking consciousness and documenting everything and printing it out and say, okay, this is the only way. And there's even a passage in that book. I've read it 3 times. If anyone adds to this book or takes away from this book, they curse your ass. They keep that book going. If anybody adds to this book or take away from this book, your ass is cursed. Now think about that. And think about what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't.
Consciousness, infinite possibilities. How could it be fucking one way to an infinite possibility? It's impossible. Dude, you got more than one way to your job. You got more than one.
It's kind of strange.
It's
that,
weird. It's dude, we just been dumbed down, man, from our emotions. You got more, dude. We got 17 different flavors of fucking ice cream on the market for sale right now. 1,700 different flavors of ice cream that you can go buy right now. And you telling me it's only one way back to the divine presence of all? Come on, man.
Yeah, no. There's no way.
It's impossible. Dude, think about 1,700 different flavors of ice cream. But you done dumbed us down enough to where we think it's only one way back to infinity. Come on, man. I love you, brother.
I see what you mean.
You see what I'm saying? All you got to do is think. All you got to really do is sit and be still and get all of this shit off of you and just center every day. Center every day before you wake up. Center. What do I mean by center? Clear the garbage and the noise in your head every day, 3 or 4 times. When you brand new at this, man, I recommend, seriously, just looking at what I came from, man, I recommend centering as much as possible, as much as needed every day until you get used to being in what they call the present moment. All right. The present moment is another thing that's been misused. You think of the present moment being this moment that you just want to hold on to. I'm in the present moment. The present moment is infinity, man. It's consciousness. Consciousness is always present.
Right. Derek, thank you so much.
Peace and love.
Having this talk with me. I'm so glad that I'm getting to share it with you. But speaking of the present moment, I've got other things to do. So I'm going to have to hang up right now.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love. Ladies and gentlemen, the time just flies. And I really appreciate everyone that called in today. Vanita, Wes from New York. Consciousness. Quantum leap technology. We're just scratching the surface on this. We're just scratching the surface on what's to come. Catch us here same time, same place, Sunday. And it's funny, he said that title. That was a great call. I'm conscious, not what? Find out Sunday. Thank you. I love you so much. Peace and love.